Hello everyone. It's now just 2 days before the official 50 years anniversary for the White Album by the Beatles. Um, this great double album was originally released on the 22nd of November 1968, but I think Apple has now a thing with number 9, number 9, Friday, 9th of November, just the day after tomorrow, will be the reissue for the 50th anniversary. Anyway, this video and this chapter is, of course, part of the Beatles Israeli albums. And we arrived to the White Album by the Beatles, the great double album from 1968. So, let's begin our journey into this magical, if you remember the previous album, a magical journey of White Album by the Beatles in Israel. And the first pressing is impossible to find nowadays, especially in this condition. You can see the whiter than white album opening gatefolds and the lamination, the Israeli lamination, which is pretty beautiful, and the Beatles here embossed here, the Beatles. Yes, and top opening like the British one, and the four photos, pictures by the Beatles. Now, if you remember, a few years ago I made a two-parts video about the most valuable records they manufactured in Israel, which is and was the Beatles Christmas single, which was added to this album, and there's now only 5 or 6 copies left or known anywhere in the world. I will put links to these videos because they are all old videos, but they are of course connected to the Beatles Israeli pressings back in November 1968. Well, here it is, most expensive available records ever made in Israel. Christmas single for Beatles 1968, going towards 1969, and the extremely rare Hebrew inscription here. And it was sold for more than $4,000. FT sum. This is side 1, Beatles fan club, or only in Israel it was written like that, and it's on vinyl, not on flexi disc, as the British and the American. Why I'm telling it now? Because to the album, which is this one, is one of them. Of course, is the Israel disc inner sleeve, nylon sleeve, and this is the label, the Apple label, which was of course the first record that was made on this first album that was made on this label. This is the Israeli one, stereo and mono, as you can see. Now there's of course the other record, which I'm not going to show you to you. It's inside the cover. But you know, as before about the single, as you remember, or not, there was a very special page that was added into this record by the Israeli fan club. Not many are left. Basically, I know only this one. It is only the original that was left, that deals with the single thing. So the first pressing, because it was a very expensive one, as you might know, added the 4 pictures by the Beatles, 4 photos, pictures, and this is the Israeli pictures, which are of course again laminated pictures with no border and hard cardboard, carton, as you can see, the 4 photos. I have, of course, several more, but and the poster. There was, of course, the poster. The poster is also manufactured in Israel. It has no Israeli mentioning on this poster, but this is how you can identify an Israeli poster, which is also not laminated, the poster itself. And a few of them, of course, has the number here. Of course, the Israeli covers hasn't had the number, but the poster do have the numbers because of the single, the Christmas single. So this is a very, very hard to get poster and photos, and in immaculate condition the inner sleeve of the original, because before I show you only the inner sleeve, this is the outer inner sleeve, which, like the British one, the UK one, was black, but while the British one was not glossy, this is glossy inner cover, black inner cover by Israeli company, Isradisc. And you can see again what a brilliant situation, what a brilliant condition it's in. And it's 50 years now for all these things. So this is the first pressing, and again I'm going to show you the cover is laminated both on the outside cover and on the inside cover, which makes it one of a kind and possible to find nowadays. The second pressing is basically a second edition of the first pressing, because it's again the same cover with the upper loading, but the difference, there's only one difference. There's a lamination on the outside gatefold, but no lamination on the inside gatefold. It makes it quite an ordinary idea, because the previous one was very, very unique. And the same vinyl, the same label, exactly, and with all the things in it, posters and photos. But this time, not all of these editions had this kind of things and inserts inside the cover. But the most unusual one of the first pressing was the third edition of the first pressing, if you can say it. This is the cover of the third edition. It's unbelievable. Non-laminated, same cover with the embossed Beatles, non-laminated on the outside cover, but lamination on the inside cover. This is weirder than weird. It's the only copy I've seen for all the times that I'm collecting records, and it's now almost 40 years now. Anyway, same vinyl double record. Now, the next pressing was the official second pressing. They changed only the cover again. This time, no embossed, but print in gray, the name Beatles, laminated on the outside gatefold, and non-laminated, no lamination on the inside. Same record, same vinyl, same label, stereo mono, which was of course a stereo. There was no mono pressing in Israel, like in the UK. Now for the next pressing, when CBS Israel bought the rights from Israel Disc to manufacture and distributed Beatles records and albums in Israel during the 70s, they changed everything. The cover, the records, the labels. And because it was expensive for them in the 70s, mainly after Yom Kippur War in 1973, they made it a single cover, non-gatefold, no lamination whatsoever. But what is unique and very sought after around the world, they are seeking for the Israeli albums, because the front cover was the gatefold pictures, as you can see, and the songs list on the back cover, which is very unique. And also, what is very rare, it's the sticker that says here 2 records. As you can see in Hebrew, 2 תקליטים, 2 תקליטים, 2 records. The red sticker is very, very rare. And the vinyl is now a silver black parlophone. No Apple now. 1 EMI boxed label, silver parlophone, the Israeli label, the Israeli vinyl for the White Album during the 70s, mid-70s, late 70s. After that, they changed the sticker for a specially priced 2 record set, which is more common. Again, not many stickers are on the market, but still they are more common than the previous one. Same cover, and same vinyl and record, CBS, silver and black parlophone. Another same album, single cover for the next edition or pressing in Israel, which is the red, or basically reddish, orangish, reddish parlophone, one EMI boxed parlophone for the White Album during mid to late 70s. The last edition of the White Album in Israel was back into the gatefold thing. But this time, no lamination whatsoever, no embossed, just the black Beatles here, and it's on portrait. Portrait now for the 80s. You can see the label here on portrait. So that's it for the Beatles Israeli White Album for the 50th years anniversary for this great album. And my next video will be about my White Album collection around the world. So until then, bye bye from Ellie.